Hello, y'all. I'm doing this as a video response to the Trinity delusion. Some of you may know him as Father Only. Some of you may know him as Stumble and Servant. He has a couple usernames here on YouTube. He did a whole series attempting to break down Hebrews 1:6 and demonstrate that, Christ's deity is not present in it. And a lot of times he did his homework quite well. Like, especially, I must say, he did his homework quite well with Hebrews 1:8, where most Bible translations will say, "Let all of God," "Your throne, O God, is forever." And he took the original, showed the original context from the psalm that it came from, and showed that it is likely saying, "God is thy throne." In other words, the throne of God is your domain. The heavens, the earth, all things. So, a lot of times he does his homework well, but, and a lot of times, especially when, the facts go against the deity of Christ, he gives you all the information. Well, Hebrews 1:6, he either didn't do his homework that well, or he's not giving you all the information. First off, Hebrews 1:6 says when God brings his firstborn into the world, he proclaims, "Let all of God's angels worship him." It's a slight paraphrase. I don't have the verse word for word here. But he's trying to say the Greek word proskuneo, or at least that's what I really get out of the video. It seems to be saying it only seems to have a meaning of bow down before or subject yourself to higher authority. Well, assuredly, Greek word proskuneo can mean that, but throughout the New Testament, it does very much have the connotation and the meaning of full religious homage. I'm going to give you a few examples. John 4:23, "The hour comes now is when true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth, and the Father seeks such to worship him." John 4:24, "God is a spirit. God is spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth." Now, I do not think that what they were trying to say is you must subject yourself before God or bow down before God. I think it means pay full religious homage to God. Next, throughout the book of Revelation, the concept of full religious worship is just all over the place. Revelation 4:10, "The 24 elders fell down before him that sat on the throne and worshipped him that lives forever and ever, and cast their crowns before the throne." Revelation 5:14, "The four beasts said, Amen, and the 24 elders fell down and worshipped him that lived forever and ever." This is from the King James. I know him that lives forever and ever isn't in some of the older manuscripts, but nonetheless, they already fell down in 4:10 and 5:14. They are on their faces. At this point, about all you can do is pay full religious homage. You can't really bow down, and I don't think they're just subjecting themselves to God's authority. Revelation 7:11, all the angels stood round about the throne and about the elders and the four beasts, and fell before the throne on their faces and worshiped God. I could keep going here, but I think you get my point. Proskuneo very much can have the meaning of full religious homage due to the one who eternally existed as God. So I did want to point that out. Now, Trinity delusion. You're real big on showing the original context of a lot of the stuff in the book of Hebrews. Well, why didn't you point out where the verse from Hebrews 1:6 came from? It came from Deuteronomy 32:43. Now, it's not in the Masoretic text, so as such, in a lot of the Bibles you read where the Old Testament is translated from the Masoretic text, you're not really going to see this. What Deuteronomy 32 is, it's the song of praise recited by Moses to the people of Israel. And I'll pick up in verse 43, "Rejoice with him, you heavens. Let all of God's angels worship him. Rejoice with his people, you nations. Let all the angels be strengthened in him. For he will avenge the blood of his servants. He will take revenge against his enemies. He will repay those who hate him and cleanse the land for his people." So again, Deuteronomy 32:43, this is Moses laying the injunction down. Rejoice with him, you heavens, and let all of God's angels worship him. I don't think Moses is encouraging the angels simply to bow down before God in this verse, nor do I think Moses is encouraging the angels simply to subject themselves to God's authority. Clearly, the proskuneo in in the Septuagint and the Dead Sea Scrolls, well, that's in the Hebrew, clearly has a meaning of full religious homage. So the author of Hebrews takes a verse concerning the angels giving full religious homage to Jehovah, and then applies it in Hebrews 1:6, God declaring, "Let all of God's angels worship Him, Christ." I'm wondering why you didn't include that portion of that bit of information. Could it be that it would kind of hurt your case that it just means bow down? Well, that's the rest of the story, and let whoever is viewing make the decision for themselves. I should probably be having a video concerning Hebrews 1:10 through 12 coming in the next couple of days, and I hope you'll accept that response. Take care.